I double-teamed my high school girlfriend with my twin brother. Today in B-Town Reddit stories, what is the worst NSFW thing you did in your teens? My ex-girlfriend was a grade level above me, and she was cheerleader on the school cheer team. I was a wrestler and I knew when my coach would be out of our wrestling room. On some random Tuesday or something we were just sexually texting in class and the only thing I could think of was ducking her brains out on game day, the day she would wear her uniform to school. We decided to both use the hall pass during third period and go into the vacant wrestling room. The only light on was the emergency light that shined directly on the center of the mat. We didn't know if we would actually do it, but I have a weakness for cheerleaders, especially in uniform. We ducked for a whole 3 minutes until I bust a nut out of either excitement, due to the fact that I practice in this room and we're at school like what the duck, or that I was scared of getting caught so I had to speed things up. We walked out of the room together stupidly. As soon as I grabbed the door, I heard keys jingling. Yeah, my coach caught me with my girlfriend. He didn't have proof that we did anything, but the fact that our school logo was now on the back of her uniform gave that away. He didn't take this lightly and I had my own personal hell week until the following Tuesday. Was in the process of ducking my girlfriend, at my friend's house, while he was still asleep at my house. As she's going down on me, his dad comes home for lunch and walks into his son's room because it's a pretty small house and he hears something. I get up, pull up my pants and stick my naked girlfriend behind the door. He asks what I'm doing there. I tell him I forgot the off cables for my GameCube at his house, true, and came back to get them before his son, still at my house, woke up. I show him the cable and he doesn't question it at all. Just says okay and grabs his lunch and goes back to work. All the while my 15-year-old girlfriend is a foot from him, naked and separated only by the door, looking right at me and praying we don't get caught. When I was 14 to 16, my first girlfriend and I would have sex in the backseat of her mom's van while she was driving. She would sit on my lap and just pull down her pants. Other times when we had a blanket, I'd finger her while she was laying on me in the back. One time, we were caught in her room and she strategically got up after her mom stormed up, giving me time to get dressed. They could only see us under the blankets. Gosh, we were ridiculous. Parks, empty houses, at the foot of my parents' bed when they were sleeping. That's where we had to stay when she spent the night. It gave me a lot of experience, but I still feel stupid for it all. My eventual children have no ducking chance of getting away with anything with the ship I've done. Reply: all this seemed fairly normal until the whole sleeping at the foot of your parents' bed as a rule when your girlfriend spent the night. WTF? If your parents were that worried about you having sex or keeping an eye on the two of you, why did they even let her spend the night at all? Bizarre. The first college football game I went to was at Mile High Stadium in Denver. I had sex in one of the stadium's men's bathrooms. It was packed, and someone must have tipped off security. This security guy forces open the stall and, to the cheers of all the guys in the bathroom, escorts the two of us out of the stadium without letting us button/zip our pants. Since they have our arms in a lock, we can't really pull our pants up as we walk, so the security guy is constantly grabbing my belt loop and yanking up hard, giving me a violent, nut-crushing wedgie every minute or so. I guess those tight girl shorts stay on because she said she did not get any wedgies. We get out of the stadium, thankfully without any charges, and in our drunk, stupid state, go have sex in the tailgate parking lot between cars. Luckily it was only the occasional tailgater cheering, instead of a cop arresting. If you want to support our new channel, please hit the like and subscribe button. We would also love to read some feedback in the comments. Thank you very much. At my ex's parents' house, having sex on her couch reverse cowgirl style when her parents came home. We were mostly clothed, and she was wearing a long skirt that covered me up so it looked like she was just sitting on my lap watching TV when they walked in. It was pretty awkward trying to hold a conversation while she was grinding on me whenever they turned away. Eventually they left the room and we separated, but it was a terrifying moment in my teen years. I double-teamed my high school girlfriend with my twin brother. Reply: I'm a dude, but if the situations were reversed I would literally die to bang the hot twins from high school, female. That girl is lucky, just saying. Answer: lol, I guess she felt the same. It was her idea. She told people about it afterward. Couple of years ago I was in a really abusive relationship, and I didn't handle it as good as I should have. So, my ex, we hadn't officially broken up yet, was out at work with my dad, and I called my best friend who I was madly in love with, and had him drive over so we could hang out. It started with innocent intentions cause I genuinely was a mess, but it ended up escalating quite quickly. It's a late summer afternoon, and we're sitting in his car, which has nicely tinted windows, at a park right behind my house. Lots of kids playing around and families, etc. He started playing with me and got me semi-close, so I started asking, begging for sex, and he pulled me on him and we started ducking in the back seat. I finished pretty quick and it was mind-blowingly good. He didn't that time, but we basically traded off who finished on subsequent meetings. Usually happened at the park or in between some houses in a different neighborhood, always in secret. We're engaged now. Boyfriend at the time, and I had a sex video. Yeah, he showed everyone. Ruined my life. Had sex for the first time ever. Girl's Navy, parents home from work early. Hid in the closet upstairs. Girl talks to parents. Little brothers come home. Mom makes dinner. Whole family eats dinner. I hear all of this happen. Finally leave while they're on the back deck and have to run home. I was in that goddamn closet for 5 hours. I got a few. Age 14, went to second base in the back seat of my mom's car when driving my the GF home. At 15 got a HDA during a movie, Dracula 2000 for the curious. Ex-GF used me as a real-life demonstration to show her friend how to give head. Went skinny dipping with a junior counselor while I was working as a lifeguard. And that is all I can think of at the moment. My GF at the time was 14 and I was 16 but was turning 17 in a couple of months. She called me that her parents were going to go out somewhere, and that I should get to her house quickly. So, I was super nervous, because she told me they would be back in like 30 to 45 minutes. So I took a big gulp of liquor from our liquor cabinet and raced over. We got it on as soon as we got there. Only problem was that her bedroom was being remodeled. Idiot me suggested we go to her mom's room. Her mom and dad walk in on us while she was on the bed, legs spread, and me. Well, they caught us in the act, first by her stepdad who opened the bedroom door and was horrified, then her mother. It was the most embarrassing experience then. Her mother threw an iron at me. And I was thrown out of the house. We stayed together for another 4 years and eventually split. Jacked off in a hot tub with a few of my female friends in it. Lots of bubbles and not moving any part of my arm above the water were my key to success. When I was 18 I was out alone in the big city. I was in a gay club, had a blast. I was horny of course, saw 2 guys checking me out. As the night goes by I made out with them, danced pretty intensely, everything was looking like we'd have a threesome later. As we want to leave, they said they couldn't take me home with them. My drunken self said, let's go to my place. I was living with my mom in a small apartment 45 minutes by train in another city. These guys said yes. And that's the story how I had my first threesome in my room while my mom was in the next room having breakfast and preparing for work. It sounds like bragging, but I feel badly about it now. I treated the girls very poorly. But when I was 18 I was casually dating several girls. I was heading off to the Air Force in a day or two, so 2 of the girls gave their virginity to me. On the same day. Not together, they didn't even know each other. One during the day, one in the evening. My girlfriend's bedroom was the den, no doors, just stairs going down, and of course the laundry room was right next to hers. I was going down on her one day on the opposite side of her bed in case anyone came downstairs. Well, we were going at it pretty good, and her mom came down to start doing laundry, and we didn't notice. We fooled around the entire time her mom loaded the washer and dryer, and when she walked out she said, girlfriend's name, why are you laying on the floor? To which she replied something about her back, and her mom just went upstairs. The whole time my face is buried between her legs. We were seconds away from getting caught. When I was 18 I had sex in the reclined front passenger seat of a girl's car. I get nosebleeds from time to time spontaneously, and this was one of those times. She laughed, gave me a tampon which I opened and plugged up my nostril. They're very effective at preventing blood from leaking out of orifices. Thank you for listening to another B-Town Reddit Stories episode. Hit the subscribe button and check out our channel for more stories. Let us know your opinion about this topic in the comments.